Perfect in every way. Well, if you're a parent and that sounds like the song you've been singing lately, our next guest should interest you. She's Joy Wilt-Berry, Human Development Specialist, and she's come up with a system of communication for parents and children that she says can really help you get the kids on the right track early and nip any problems in the bud. This is an expansive program. It includes little books like this one, like all of these, throwing tantrums. Let's talk about throwing tantrums. Let's talk about being selfish. Let's talk about finding. You said more than 10 million of these have been sold?
Yeah, well, of these books, the Ready, Set, Grow has been the best-selling series. That's the Living Skills one. Basically, what it is it's not as much as a kind of communication between parent and child, as much as it is, it's a shift in responsibility. Up to this point, we have just loaded parents with the responsibility for their children. We've said to parents, if your kids don't turn out, it's your fault.
Yeah, that keeps a big guilt trip on the parents.
It just loads them with guilt and also fear, and in a sense paralyzes them. We feel that every person is responsible for their own life, including children. That each child is responsible for his or her own life, and that the responsibility should be shifted from the parent to the child, and that they can live intelligently and responsibly if they are taught how to do so, given the skills to do so. And that's what this is all about.
Okay, but we have learned a long time back, at least this was the lesson our parents taught us, was that the parent teaches the child these things. I see the skills in here, and one of your books is how to make your bed. Well, can't mom teach, the child how to do that?
Unfortunately, a lot of parents don't know these living skills themselves. And also, we have tried to make it, these books that we're talking about here are self-help books written directly to the children. We're tired of shaking our finger at the parent saying, now you go tell your children. This actually says to the child, listen, this is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4.
But you know what it seems to me like you're saying? You should read these books now. You know what I'm saying? And how are you going to get a child interested in reading a book about how to make a bed? Or how to clean your room?
Well, that's why we use cartoons, and we use sub-characters in the cartoons. And for example, like in the Clean Your Room book, there is a frog that has this marvelous running commentary throughout the whole book and talks to this wonderful cartoon character. And although they're getting some really concrete things like on how to, clean your room, or how to manage your money, or how to manage your time, consumerism, law, watching television intelligently, handling fights with your brothers and sisters, although they're getting some very clear-cut guidelines, it's done in kind of an entertaining, fun way with these cartoons.
So, it occurs to me that children get some rewards from fighting, from not cleaning their room. They get the attention of their parents who say, clean your room. At least mom's talking to me. At least dad's talking to me. But a book, you give a kid a book and you say, well, here, kid, read the book. And doesn't that take something away?
Sometimes it's children receive these kinds of this kind of information from a secondary source. I mean, if you're a parent, you know how difficult it is to work with your child on homework. I mean, everyone else knows more about the math assignment that you do. I mean, that's just a dynamic that really happens between parent and child. And what we're doing here is we're removing the pressure between parent and child by having another source talk to the child about these very, nerve-ending subjects.
Do you advocate the parent coming into the program with the child and talking about each book, discussing each book with the child?
If that's appropriate for that mother, and if she wants to get involved and work with the child. Now, on the Let's Talk About series, which is for children 4 to 8, of course, a parent or teacher has to read that to the child. But the Survival series and the Ready, Set, Grow series and the No More Record Album series, those are things for 6 to 12-year-olds, and they can pretty much handle them on their own.
So you're saying if they've gotten this background, if the parent has been able to give them the material, whether in the book or whether the parent's skilled enough to go ahead and communicate, that will prepare the child to be a responsible teenager.
Well, actually, and we want them to be responsible as children, because too many children are messing up their lives so badly during childhood that they spend all of their adulthood kind of undoing what was misdone in the beginning. And we value a child's life right now. We don't say, now you better do this because when you grow up. We say, look, you get your life together now and it's going to take you into the future. And our main goal is to get children to the place where they're responsible for themselves, responsible in their relationship with other people, and responsible for the things in their environment. And we try to get them to the place where if they can assume that responsibility now, grows up with them.
Yeah. Well, if you can do that, that's certainly worthwhile and a good philosophy, and these books can be a tool.
Definitely.
All right, Joy, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
You bet.